Do you really know your minor pentatonics as a guitar player? Let's find out. Welcome back to Man the Helm. Today we're going to talk about how we can take something from our minor pentatonic like this and bring it up to speed and start breaking the ice to maybe be like one of those mythical players like this gentleman. So one of the problems we have when we learn minor pentatonic is typically we learn that shape that I just showed you. If we're playing an E minor pentatonic, that box one shape is really what we were taught. And then we get really excited because then we can go. And a lot of the guys and girls that I teach, when we get out of this like beginner and we're starting to work our way into intermediate, and we talk about improvising, it's a lot of stuff just kind of based in that box. You know, a lot of these. You know, they might have some phrasing, they might have some stuff, but to think about your minor pentatonic, it's not a box shape. Don't think about it as a box shape. Think about the notes that we're using. In this case, for E minor pentatonic, we have E, G, A, B, D, and then back to our root of E. So those 5 notes are what make up the minor pentatonic. And like you've seen from some of my other videos, these notes are all over the fretboard. So how do we kind of break the ice and break our way out of this box? Here's a couple easy exercises to kind of help you navigate this. First thing I want to talk about is sequencing. We're going to take a group of notes. Let's just do a 6-note grouping. And we're going to play that over our minor pentatonic in the shape that we already know how to play. This is an example of what we're talking about. So if I start at the 12th fret on my low E string, I'm just playing the 6 notes of that box, the first 6 notes that I can play. The next 6 notes that I play, I'm going to start that on the A string now. The next 6 notes, I'm going to start on the D string. The next 6 notes, I'm going to start on the G. So all together, we already have something that sounds a lot more musical than just. Now we have something that sounds like this. And if we learn something ascending, we need to learn it descending as well. So take the same idea that we already have here. This time start at the 15th fret of your high E and play 6 notes. Just ascending down the box. Next 6 notes, start on the 15th fret of your B string. Next 6 notes, start on the 14th fret of G. Next 6 notes, start on the 14th fret of your D string. So all together now, we have something that sounds like this. Now, the key to the sequencing is not only making sure your notes are clear and accurate, so play it slow when you're first learning it, but every time you hit that first note of that 6-note grouping, make it accent that note. Make sure that you're kind of keeping yourself with that to keep yourself on time. So if I really kind of break that down and show you what I'm talking about here, so if I were to think about it, like my 1 is going to be the accent. So every single one of those first notes that I hit for one of those groupings, I'm hitting just a little bit harder, and it's kind of helping me keep on time with that. Same thing on the descending run. Start to really hammer that down, and once you can kind of get that really fluid and very accurate, you know, throw on some distortion, throw on some more delay. Already sounding a lot more musical than just the typical So now let's talk about how we can get these like cascading waterfall runs. This kind of harps back to the beginning that I talked about. Think about these as notes, not as shapes or anything like that. If I take that first 6 notes that I did for that descending run, play the next 6 notes. Well, let's take a look at what we have here. So let's take a look at that second grouping we have. So for that, we have D, B, A, G, E, and D. So there are other places we can find these, and this is where it takes a little bit of breaking out of the box and forcing yourself not to play in those and think about these as notes. So if I took that second run that we did, same notes are being played, I'm just shifting instead of going. I'm hitting that E here instead of right here. Now we can start to kind of expand upon that. If I wanted to kind of treat this as, well, where do I go from here? And if you want to end it off with some super high, superhero bend on the 15th fret up to that E, it's a really easy way to kind of start to break out of that box. Now this is kind of just the tip of the iceberg. So we're taking sequence notes in groups of 6, and then we're also finding these notes for that E minor pentatonic elsewhere outside of this box. Now this one exercise is not really like the one all be all. There are multiple different ways we could do this, but if we were to play that all the way through, now, in order, once again, we kind of talked about this, about our accents. Every one that we hit out of those 6 notes, make sure you accent it. It's going to help you kind of stay on time with that lick. Once again, we throw a little bit of some distortion, some delay on it now. Now we're really cooking with some hot grease. It's a really cool way to think about, your practice, and how I've always practiced for a long time of being kind of wrong in the thinking of, I'm just going to practice shapes and I'm going to be good to go. This is not the way you need to do it. Think about the notes that you're using, the intervals between the notes, and this will really help you. So I know this was kind of a quick down and dirty video, but if you guys enjoy this sort of content, please consider subscribing, like this video, comment down below what you liked or what you hated. I like to hear all of that. So thank you guys for hanging out, and we will check you guys on the next video.